Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. You know what? Even though my skin looks absolutely flawless on that avatar, profile picture, whatever you want to call it, um, I think it is time to. Oh, really? Okay. I think it is time to go back to one of my oldie but goodies, right? So let me do this. Um, yeah, I like drinking my coffee. Yeah, I like drinking my coffee. I'll go back to sipping coffee. Here we go. All right. Better, much better. All right, very good. Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. Marie Fabian. Thank you so much for being here first. All right. There we go. The Duchess of Sussex, aka Rachel Zane, also known as Meghan Markle, Rachel Meghan Markle, our Duchess over the years. As she has aged very little, she seems to be a fountain of youth. Hasn't changed a whole lot over the years. Still looks the same, if you ask me. Same radiant smile, that same determined face. Yeah, that's our Duchess. Now, don't forget, you guys, it is coming up sooner than uh, you'll expect it. Mid-April. It's going to be here in no time. That, of course, is when the Sussexes are heading to Australia. Unfortunately, there is so much time, so much anticipation built up into the actual trip that we are getting so much pushback. And I say we because, I can only speak for myself. I am emotionally um, part of this whole trip. Yeah, I am emotionally involved as much as possible. And I do pray that everything goes extremely well. But you do have some people that are determined to embarrass the Sussexes any chance they get. So there you have it. Uh, Her Best Life Retreat. Oh, I can barely see that. Let me make that bigger. Okay, that was a little small for me. Bigger? Yes. Pull it closer? Absolutely. Okay. All right. Upcoming events Her Best Life Retreat with Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Ticket allocation exhausted. They've already sold out of tickets. They sold out the very next day. Do you hear me? They sold out the very next day. They announced it on the 10th, and by the 11th, I think it was the 10th, and by the 11th, all the tickets were sold. So, roughly a day, if it took that long, but a day. So, the event is Friday, the 17th of April, and the location, Sydney, Australia. And of course, they said you could register on the internet, but doesn't matter. All the tickets are gone. And let's see here. Someone from the Twitter that I I don't follow, so I did not use her name, says confirmed straight from herbestlife.org that the retreat tickets are sold out because the hate for Meghan Sussex exists predominantly online and is mostly driven by individuals who are not at all, who are not at the tax bracket the Duchess caters to. That is funny. They are not in the tax bracket that the Duchess caters to. Anyway, let me get back to my vacation. So this person was on vacation and decided that she would unpack some adjectives, that she would throw a little shade whilst on vacation, and haven't gotten that out of her system. And she has the yawn emoji. Anyway, peasants, she decided that she would just go back to her luxurious vacation. And then here on the right, Glow, who we all love so much, and we are well overdue for one of those amazing videos that Glow has made that, oh, they're so informative. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, Glow, if you're listening, please, I know you're busy. I know you got other things to do, but we need, you owe us at least, I'm going to say 6 videos. Let me see. When was the last time she made a video? It's going to be a year pretty soon. So, yes, we need some Glow videos. I like them because everything is in chronological order. It is the very well informed, right? And when people need to get caught up on things, I recommend those videos because for someone who is just understanding how the Sussex Squad came about and how we use our voices, our collective voices, to push back against a lot of misinformation, I like to direct people to Glow because it just makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's just very well thought out. So, very logical. Whereas if you turn on Royal Sussex, it's kind of like you're in the middle of a car wreck. You know what I mean? It's like you're sitting in your living room and all of a sudden you realize that the car is skidding out of control. That describes Royal Sussex. But am I right? I mean, come on. We could be honest here. We're all friends. That pretty much describes Royal Sussex. But I find Glow's videos very logical and well um, made. So, to be honest with you, I'd rather watch that than watch myself. uh, anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yes, the tickets are sold out. So, Glow said, despite the price, which is not going to Meghan as she's taking part free of charge, and Meghan's second fan base of trolls and reporters questioning who wants to pay thousands to see her. Her best life retreat with Meghan. Well, the answer is it's sold out already. It literally sold out. You know, I'm saying the next day, but because of the time change, maybe it really sold out that day. You know what I'm saying? Because of the difference in time, maybe it sold out that day. Whether it was the first day or the next day, the ticket sales were brisk and the demand to see Meghan is very strong. So, um, Hazel Jones. Hi, Hazel. So glad you're here. All right. Now, Gemma O'Neill, she says, I have admired this woman and what she has endured, how she has risen above it, and how she has demonstrated how a woman can be pushed down and she can still rise. Um, and I love that. As a matter of fact, I think I still have Emma here somewhere. Better to hear it from Emma, right? Oh, there's one more thing. Just before I came on, remember I was saying, please do not go into a panic about this whole idea that missiles can reach um, Europe, most of Europe. Well, it turns out that missile launch that alarmed everybody, it appears as though that was a false flag. Now, I don't even have to tell you who caused that panic with a false flag. It's the people who are usually responsible for false flags, if you understand what I'm saying. I cannot elaborate any further than that. But the people who usually um, create panic, it has been alleged that that's where that particular missile, those two missiles came from. So, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say live your best life and don't worry about something as remote as that possibly happening. We're not there yet. When we get close to that, I will make it my business to say, hey, things are different. But for now, I just I hate the idea that people are being um, terrorized by misinformation. So do not worry about it. That was a false flag. Okay, now let's hear Gemma.
Incredible woman. Got one of the speakers that will be joining us in person on the weekend. I am like beside myself about because I have admired this woman and what she has endured, how she's risen above it, and how she has demonstrated how a woman can be pushed down and she can still rise. And that person is Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. And I can't believe I'm even saying those words. There's no one more shocked than me because I know what you're all thinking because I'm thinking the same thing, which is how has Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, this incredible woman, gone from Oprah to talking on stage with just little old me, Gemma, in Sydney. So I'm going to explain how this has come about because I think it's really important that you guys understand how this opportunity has come for our community. One of the speakers that will be joining us in person on the weekend, I am like beside myself about because I have admired this woman and what she has endured, how she's risen above it, and how she has demonstrated how a woman can be pushed down and she can still rise.
Okay, so that actually repeated just a little bit, but yes, we get the point. Thank you, Gemma. All right. Yes, how a woman can be pushed down and still has the ability to rise. Yeah, Megan is definitely it's cannot be easy for her, and especially when you consider they actually are less um they're less cruel. They are more gentle with that person that is in prison for unaliving infants in the workplace, that nurse. They are kinder to Andrew, the Duke of York. They're nicer to him. They're more considerate of his feelings. They're more considerate and more thoughtful about his mental health than they have ever been with Meghan. And whoever had this notion that we can monetize, we can monetize hostility against the American of African descent, whoever had that idea, I have to say that was a genius move on their part because it definitely satisfies a lot of empty spaces. It brings attention to the firm that they otherwise would not have. And we all know that the tabloid media is very adept at creating characters as though they're writing a play. They're very good with the good versus evil narrative. They love to pit one woman against the other. That is something that they are very expert in doing, is pitting one woman against another. It's almost like the rivalry between Crystal Carrington and Alexis Kobe. And so it's in that vein where they are in constant battle. There's doesn't seem to be any let up. And I don't need to tell you who I will cast as Crystal. And of course, you already know who I would call Alexis. So that is the game that they're playing in the tabloid media. And the first time I heard about such a thing was actually Charles Spencer, when Charles Spencer warned that they actually cast him as a certain type of character. And they even offered to allow him to help write the story. And they cautioned him, they said, whether you help us or not, we already know how we are going to frame you. So we would advise you to help us write the story. You have some kind of creative control. And it is just that sinister. It is a business decision. It's not so personal, but then again, the hostility against a woman of African descent, that is very real. That makes their job so much easier. Now, Meghan will join podcaster Gemma O'Neill in conversation and for an intimate gala dinner. Her Best Life retreat with Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, on Friday, the 17th of April through Sunday, the 19th of April, 2026, in Sydney, Australia. Oh, and of course, it is at the, I believe you all told me that it was pronounced Coogee Bay, or is it Coogee? I think it's the Coogee Bay. Not Bay. Why do I say Bay? Beach. I'm thinking Turtle Bay. Anytime it's like a location, by the beach and everything, I always think Bay. But it is. Now I'm starting to doubt myself with that pronunciation. But you know what? I am going to defer to the interweb. So and that is in the English language, right? no. Okay, how did that happen? So that's English. Oh, I see what it's doing. So Coogee Beach. Coogee Beach. All right, Coogee Beach. It is Coogee Beach. Coogee Beach. All right, Coogee Beach. That is the name of the Intercontinental Sydney, Coogee Beach. Hey, Ms. Z, thank you so much for joining us. Oh, now can you guys read that? Ain't that print small? So what to expect? Gala dinner, in-person conversation with Meghan, a powerful women's session with renowned psychologist Dr. Justin Corey, meditation and manifestation session with Gemma, and yoga session. I bet you Meghan will be there. A beautiful sound healing, relaxed time, dinner and disco celebration, inspiring conversation, and unforgettable connection with an incredible group of women. And then, what does your ticket include? Well, since you didn't ask, your ticket includes everything you need for a beautiful, relaxing, and inspiring weekend. 2 nights, luxury accommodations at the brand new Intercontinental Sydney Coogee Beach. A gala dinner includes all the alcohol. Yes, dinner and disco celebration, including more alcohol. And of course, there's a Saturday lunch, breakfast on both mornings, access to all speaker sessions, experiences, and wellness activities throughout the weekend. Plenty of time to relax, connect, and enjoy the stunning coastal settings. Okay. Unforgettable weekend for women ready to connect, reconnect, recharge, and have some serious fun. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, is a mother, wife, entrepreneur, and humanitarian, recognized by Time and Vogue as one of the world's most influential women. Meghan remains a dedicated champion of mental health and the rights of women and girls. A Northwestern University alumna, she starred in the hit series Suits for 7 seasons while serving as a UN Women's Advocate and World Vision Global Ambassador. In other words, she has been very, very busy. So, look at those accommodations. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? You couldn't help but have a good time there. And then when they say a twin room, I don't think they mean twin beds, but I believe that's the language used to say a double room with 2. I bet you those are queen size beds. Look at that view. Look at that view. And then, of course, in the evening time, you have that very spiritual sunset. So her best life retreat with Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, at the Intercontinental Sydney Coogee Beach. There's that stick in the mud. Chris Ship with a P, not a T. Chris Ship, puh. Chris Ship, puh. Anyway, we don't need to hear from him. Oh, and this, you know what? All right. Now, this is a thing right here. I kind of scoffed at this at the time. Chris Ship with a P, not a T, said Meghan to expand her As Ever brand in Australia before the UK. She and Harry prepared to visit Down Under and start the expansion of her business, which she claimed ex-partner Netflix is holding back. Okay. Not the worst language, but fine. So, expansion of As Ever might also see Meghan selling her items in New Zealand. Now, that's right there is just an educated guess. And that's fine too. It's okay to speculate, long as it's not offensive. You know what I mean? But you have a right to your opinion, but you don't have a right to the truth. But he may have been right. He may have actually been very right about that because, where is that at? Take a look here. The Duchess of Sussex has discreetly locked in 12 Australian trademarks for her lifestyle brand, As Ever, according to filing with the Australian government's Intellectual Property Office. It doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to sell products. What it does is it prevents someone else from capitalizing on her visit. It would be so easy for someone to begin to promote items using As Ever as a name for the business. And of course, when and if Meghan decided to sell products there, then it could cause a bit of problem. Now, we do know recently, I believe it was a woman from Australia, and her name was Katy Perry, is Katy Perry. And Katy Perry, I believe, is a clothing designer. And so Katy Perry sued Katy Perry. Now, I don't know which Katy Perry actually started the lawsuit. I think it was American Katy Perry who tried to sue her, but she won. And she has a right to use the name Katy Perry for clothing. Now, one of the big problems I see with that is that if Katy Perry decides to sell her t-shirts at a concert, which most entertainers do, that is technically considered clothing. And there have been other cases of people having similar names, like the name Valentino. There's the Italian designer named Valentino, and then there's the Italian designer named Valentino. It's hard to distinguish their logos. And for years, one was hoping to buy out the other, but they had to learn to coexist. And to show you how confusing that can be, I never knew that there were two different Valentinos. I never knew that there was another one. But yes, there are two Valentinos. And the one that recently passed away, I suppose that's the couture Valentino. Whereas the other one, I think that they were selling more middle market stuff. I'm not sure. But those things can easily cause a lot of confusion. However, if we recall with Meghan's logo, they accused Meghan of uh, taking the design from some town in Italy, or was it Mallorca or something like that? And of course, the name As Ever. Well, there's a clothing line, New York As Ever, or As Ever New York, whichever, where the guy never did take out a copyright for the name. However, the start of Meghan's business actually increased the sales for this guy. And he said he had absolutely no plans to try to do anything in court. So that worked out. But yeah, it was branding that he used for years, but he never actually put a copyright on it. So I just think it's very prudent for Meghan, whether or not she has intentions to sell things. It is very prudent to make sure you own the rights to that name wherever you go. So whether or not she sells something there, I don't know. But I do hope that the Duchess of Sussex makes as much money as possible to keep those babies safe and comfortable, and also to keep herself and her husband safe. Okay, that is that about the licensing, whatever. So also coming soon, the very next day after the Meghan announcement, then we got the announcement about Prince Harry. And it says here, join global thought leaders as they share powerful insight and expertise on mental health and workplace well being, alongside international voices like Amy Cuddy, PhD. We'll be welcoming a dynamic lineup of Australian speakers who will bring powerful local perspectives to the conversation. From government, defense, education, emergency services, technology, health and safety, construction, and sport, to individuals with lived experience and passionate mental health ambassadors. These change makers represent the full spectrum of our community. Together, these voices will spark conversations that challenge, inspire, and drive lasting change. And our Duke is going to be a part of it. And those are the faces of just some of the people that you can expect to see there. So it looks like Harry's business happens the 15th through the 16th, and Meghan the 17th through the 19th. So we know that they'll be there at least, 6 days, a week, 7 days. So this is a big trip for them. Now, there's always the question, are the children going to come? I'm going to guess they're not because it's such a long trip. And mommy and daddy is working. They're not going to be on vacation. So I don't suppose they will go. They will probably stay in California with their grandma. So, okay. Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. Prince Harry has dedicated his life to service and uplifting communities while emphasizing the importance of our collective mental health in his philanthropic and advocacy work globally. What could I say? That's our Harry. And the famous walk down those steps. Do you guys think they're going to do this again? Gosh, I hope so. I really do hope so. Look at that crowd. Where did they come from? Look at that crowd. Did you guys ever see when Oprah walked across the bridge there? They had that safety line. Oprah and Gail, I think both of them, walked across the bridge. Do they call that Harbor Bridge? I think it's Harbor Bridge. Nolan Thando, thank you for joining us. And this happened this past week. They Bloom Because of You. Overnight, it became a bestseller. And of course, this lady was super, super excited to see that Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, had actually shared a video where she had her book on the night table. I thought that was really cool. It must be great to have the ability to change the fortunes of so many people just because of the book you read. Okay. Oh, I think this is it right here. Let me try this.
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
So pretty and big.
So good.
And that gesture has changed this lady's life. Something Ulrich is her name. That has changed her life for the better. So cheers to the Duchess. Again, the tickets are sold out. Also, I was going through my photos and I realized something. Do you know that it's been 2 years since Meghan and Harry went to the South by Southwest? They went down to Uvalde to stop by and meet the family that Meghan connected with after the tragedy. And of course, it was the sister's birthday. Unfortunately, one of the members of the family did pass away because of that event. And anyway, when they stopped through, it just happened to have been that person's birthday. And Harry and Meghan showed up with flowers. And I guess they brought a cake too. I'm not sure. But yeah, that was a very nice visit. And this just goes to show that is who Harry and Meghan is. They're very thoughtful, and it is simply magic for the people that they interact with. They just have something about them that is kind of like stardust. It makes any situation special. So yeah, that was 2 years ago this month. And you know what else was 2 years ago? That was when TMZ asked the question, where is Kate Middleton? This changed everything. All of that coy nonsense and of course, the palace refusing to be forthright with information when they ran this video in Australia, and they went through note by note every bit of the where's Kate Middleton. In a panic, the firm decided that she had to make that video. But did she actually make the video? I am going to insist that that video was AI. In my gut, I feel as though that video was AI. Kate sitting on the park bench. It was too perfect. It was too perfect. And I don't mean the appearance of the video, but just Kate's demeanor was too perfect. Also, the hands. There was a problem with the placement of the hands, the ring jumping from one finger to another. It just was not real. And from recent events in the Middle East, where likewise there is someone using AI technology to convince us that certain people are still alive, you see those very same traits in the making of that video or those videos, because it's been more than one. So, but yeah, I am convinced that Australia documentary changed everything. And of course, the what is the name of this show? Anyway, they were hilarious, but they also kind of helped to move the conversation along.
Accusing Prince William of having an affair with a neighbour, Rose Hanbury. She's had to come out today.
The Chomley of Chamley.
Yeah, Tom. But she has had to come out and deny the whole thing, which then feeds
well, of course
that
she's going to deny it. What's she going to say? Oh, yes, I've been getting with William every... Like what? Of course they're all denying it. They're in the denial
business. You don't give it any air.
But we've given it plenty of air.
Well, that's us, though.
Look at the boys.
I can't care about this at all.
You'll come alive when we get to F1. Just give us this.
That's what we're doing. We're giving it to you.
What about it? Are you giving it to it like William gives it to Lady Charlotte? We're off. Put your heart and soul into
it. Oh man, I love those guys. I don't think I've ever seen them any other time than the 2 times where they were speaking about this situation. But yeah, it's very funny. Oh, yes. Give it to me. Oh. Yes, like William gives it to Lady Chomley. Yes, give it to me. And of course, who can forget this one?
And the Princess of Wales has been spotted for the first time since having abdominal surgery more than 2 months ago. But the image of Princess Catherine in a car with her mother in Windsor has done little to quell the rampant speculation about her health. The photos also sparked a fresh round of conspiracy theories that it was a wax figure in the car or a body double.
That is not her.
What?
Really?
How do you know?
I don't think that looks like her.
Could it be her sister, Pippa?
Doesn't look like
Do you think it's a wax
don't
wax
think that's
double?
her. No, I don't know what, but you know.
I just don't know. Why are we poring over a grainy image and then speaking with
because
certainty?
we haven't
over...
seen her since Christmas Day.
I get that, but we can't say that's not her. Like that.
Oh yes, we can. I just did.
Okay.
But you know what I mean. You look at it. I realise how many times I've looked at her over the years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I just go, that doesn't look like her.
Isn't it interesting because the royal family isn't papped ordinarily, so it looks like they've forced her into the car,
Get in the car.
driven her past the paps in order to put everyone's minds
That
at
would have
ease.
been Camilla.
Get in the car! Get in the photo!
Charles, she won't get in the car. What should I do?
Oh, I love that. So take a look here. King Charles taking steps to stop Commonwealth inviting Meghan and Harry to visit, claims expert. Now, that was back in 2024, in May of 2024. And what did that have to do with? Nigeria. It had to do with Nigeria. On the other hand, he has to find a way to put a stop to any further trips by Harry and Meghan to other Commonwealth countries. That has now become his number one priority. Has it really? I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's a worry to the firm, but I don't think Charles is threatened by it. I think the only person who is threatened by their visits is William, because any place the Sussexes go and whatever they do, now that William is Prince of Wales, there's going to be this pressure that William should do it first. Just like they were reporting that William was upset about Harry going to Ukraine because William should have gone first. If anybody's going to go into a theater of war, then it should be William. At least that's what they're trying to say. But Harry's business is very different from William's. I don't know why, other than jealousy. I don't understand why they keep trying to lump it into the same thing, because it's just not. Harry has other business. He's not there representing a government. And that would be William's function as the, what was that he said he was? A global statesman. Now, Harry, he's not trying to be a global statesman, although I believe he is. But I'm pretty sure, just to get the work done, that Harry and Meghan would both be satisfied to say, yes, we're global influencers, but we are not affiliated with government. Real author and commentator Tom Quinn said, William is absolutely furious. See what I mean? And determined to find a way to stop this happening in future. Charles is said to be angrier than anyone, I don't believe that, has ever seen him. What's really upset the apple cart is the fact that the Nigerians treated Meghan and Harry as if they were, as if they too thought this was an official tour. All the signs were there as the couple were greeted with dances, receptions, visits to schools, and charities. You know, I don't suspect that the Sussexes were expecting all of that, but that's what happened. And, or maybe because, you know, the professional thing to do is to share the itinerary, to have one of your intermediates get together with someone on the other side, someone of a similar title function, and have them set up an itinerary. So I'm going to say, yeah, they probably did know, but I'm sure it was not required. And anyway, at the end of the day, they showed Harry and Meghan the proper respect that they deserve. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing that Harry can do about it. He is the son of a king, right? So they treated him accordingly. with proper respect as they should have. State visit and dinner by the royal family for Nigeria would have happened if Prince Harry and Meghan did not visit in 2024. I think this was from Glow. I just forgot to put Glow at the top there, where Meghan was made a princess, and they indicated that they would make future trips there. It was well reported that King Charles and Prince William were fuming about this and would likely use back channels to stop the Sussex doing future foreign visits or tours. In May 25, Harry told the BBC that Charles told other countries not to give them security. So that was one method. Could this state visit be another method, like how they try to fraternize and patronize anyone who they feel are helpful allies of the Sussexes and will entertain them? It seemed like a lot of trouble to go through all of that just to stick it to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, but they are petty enough to do that. So I don't know. I mean, it seems like I was saying yesterday, I believe that Nigeria is very important to the UK. And as time goes on, the whole of Africa is going to be increasingly important to do business with. And it would not go unnoticed by people on both sides if any particular government takes the time to try to impress the leadership in Nigeria. I mean, there's a whole delegation that travels for the state visits. And as such, you're not only dealing with the person who's in power at the time, but inevitably there is someone there who will be the future president or prime minister of Nigeria. So there's a lot of reasons to go out of your way to make sure that you're making the right impression, I suppose. But oh well. But I do believe that the palace, that the firm has been conspiring against the Sussexes behind their backs, and that they would be very pleased. They would be very pleased if Harry and Meghan made no additional trips abroad. Although I don't know how you would stop them, but I think they would probably enjoy having that kind of power and control over the Sussexes' itinerary. So we'll see what happens. Oh, that guy. So we were speaking before about Prince William confirms his quiet faith and new commitment to the Church of England. After years of doubt, William draws a line in the sand on religion while redefining his future role as Supreme Governor. So Zandy Sussex says, pray tell, how can Willie be a man of faith when in reality, he's a violent thug who thinks beating up people is okay and goes around briefing how much he hates his brother? Maybe someone should have told Willie that lying is a sin. I do believe that it is going to be very detrimental for William this constant briefing to the press. And of course, the narrative that he is angry, incandescent with rage. I just feel like that's going to backfire. And who knows, maybe it has already. But I really do feel that that is the wrong course to take. If the only way that you can seem like you're a big enough person is to knock other people to the ground, then you're not really a whole and complete person. You're someone who has a major deficit. Oh yeah, the fake persona William and his snake oil salesman Knopf tried to sell charity flopped. Tried to sell clearly flopped. So now it's crisis manager time rebranding Willie as a man of faith with a very small F. Still reads like another PR stunt. You know, I didn't really look at it like that. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. To cast William as the man of faith, to make him out to be someone who is so incredibly religious and spiritual, I think that is interesting. Let's see how that works out. Let's see how far they try to take that narrative. Because it is very strange that all of a sudden, they have started this whole song and dance about how William is very spiritual and how he may not go to church often, but he still believes in the teachings, the word, that he finds it very important, that he believes in. Actually, what does he believe in? It doesn't matter. I do think it is a PR stunt. I really do believe that. It's still, whatever they say, it reads like a PR stunt. It reads like desperation. Okay, so I have this one.
Insulted. The thing is, Christianity and one's religious faith, it's a matter of intense integrity, really. People die for it in places. They give their lives for it. The standards are very high. You forgive your enemies. You love your enemies. You're engaged in a crusade against evil. It's a big thing. And the problem is that William's been he hasn't gone on record, but Robert Hardman, who is the best biographer, has described William in the past as not particularly religious and beset by doubts about whether he should head up a church he doesn't attend much. So, I mean, he's a really sweet man with sort of vacant ideas about God. And the difficulty with this is it feels strategic, it feels political, and the trouble is I understand why they're doing that. Of course I do. But if you're a passionate Christian, frankly, it's insulting. I feel a bit insulted. The thing is, Christianity and one's religious faith, it's a matter of intense integrity, really. People die for it in places. They give their lives for it. The standards are very high. You forgive your enemies. You love your enemies. You're engaged in a crusade against evil. It's a big thing. And the problem is that William's been he hasn't gone on record, but Robert Hardman, who is the best biographer, has described William in the past as not particularly religious and beset by doubts about whether he should head up a church he doesn't attend much. So, I mean, he's a really sweet man with sort of vacant ideas about God. And the difficulty with this is it feels strategic, it feels political, and the trouble is I understand why they're doing that. Of course I do. But if you're a passionate Christian, frankly, it's insulting.
Okay, so I played that twice. It's insulting. It's insulting. It is insulting that someone like William, who has shown absolutely no interest in religion, no religion within the church he's destined to head, and yet what could possibly be the 11th hour, we don't know what's going on with Charles' health, but all of a sudden he has decided to ponder his future as the supreme governor of the Church of England. It did not just happen. It must be something to it. You like that? Vacant ideas about God. That was an interesting way to put it. Yeah, it's got to be some type of a ploy, some tactic for whatever reason. But William, very disingenuous. Okay. Oof. The Royal Variety Wiglets almost took flight. Meghan wore, I'm sorry, what am I saying, Meghan? Kate wore the green velvet gown, and her wiglets nearly took off without her. Her wiglets began to rise with the winds. And also take a look there on the right. You can see the level of Kate's commitment to her duty. I'm telling you guys, whatever happened leading up to Kate's trip to the hospital, I believe she's equally, if not more, disenchanted with her life today. Very disenchanted. So as a way of coping, she's experimented with hair color. She has experimented with the tone and texture of her hair. She's experimented with fashion. But something has shifted. And I do not think that she's in a good place mentally. And that time that she spent away from the firm, or at least away from her duties, I'm going to maintain that she flipped out. She obviously flipped out. I mean, I know I make fun of her a lot, and that's deliberate because I don't like the way Meghan has been treated by the firm. But I can look with the type of gaze that will allow me to see the truth. And as I gaze at these photos of Kate, I see a very unhappy person. When she lets her guard down, this is what you see. It's almost as though she puts a mask on, and when she removes the mask, that's the real Kate. The excessive smiling and laughing and hand gestures, that is a public persona. That is what she has been trained to do, to deal with the public. But away from that, that's the real Kate. And of course, the abominable green gowns. I was sharing this earlier, and then I decided, oh, I've been on too long. Let me get off of here. But somebody told her green was her color, and she decided to go with that. And she even used green for her official portrait at the National Portrait Gallery in London. Of course, when it was time for her to have a portrait with William, she decided to wear, oh goodness, I don't think I have an example of it. Yeah, I don't have an example of it, but it is a shiny gown like the one in the middle, but it's that vampire wife's gown. That is the gown that she wore for her portrait with William, where they were both kind of posed like Harry and Meghan. Yeah, you can see that they had kind of took a page out of Harry and Meghan's book, a very non-traditional royal pose, I might add. And as I mentioned earlier, Kate could have left her coat on, but she decided to take it off, and the world has never been the same since. I know it changed me. I know it changed me. I can never look at a green dress the same way again. See how she's making that gesture on the right side, like, huh? Huh? What do you think? What do you think? Be honest. What do you think? Oh, you don't want to know what I'm thinking. And again, let's slip the mask, and that is the real Kate. Now, enough about them. We are going to close with just a few random things here. Like, for instance, this. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before. Unhappy and medicated. Ooh. I shouldn't laugh, but you're right. You're right. If you really took a good look at the whole picture, it appears to be unhappy and very medicated, allegedly. But yeah, that's what it appears to be, unhappy and medicated. Oh, you don't think that they'll be in his will? Probably not. You know, with the primogeniture, they like to give away the estate as whole and complete as possible. And I don't think there will be much exception to that. Very little, if any, exception to it. Plus the fact that the will be sealed for 99 years after, Charles goes down in the storm cellar. None of us alive today are likely to ever know what's exactly in the will. So, but I would imagine that he probably won't give them anything because he's very petty and spiteful like that. So those are illustrations. When they proposed a tower as a way to demonstrate the technology of the French people in order to prove to the world that France is the most advanced nation on the earth, they knew they wanted some kind of tower, but they just weren't exactly sure what that tower should look like. So these are examples of the Eiffel Towers that were proposed by various people. Now, the Eiffel Tower as we know it today was not actually a design of Eiffel. Eiffel had the technical skills to make it possible, as well as he was a bit of a promoter. He could raise the money to make it possible. He can bring the investments necessary to build it. And so that is how the Eiffel Tower was created. But those other designs, I guess if I had to choose one that I wouldn't mind looking at for the rest of my life, remember this is 1889, I will, you know what I'm saying? If I had never seen the Eiffel Tower, which one of those would I actually choose? You know what? I don't know. I don't know. It would be very hard to say, but I'm trying to pretend that there never was an Eiffel Tower and someone said, "Oh, pick one of these. This is what we're going to use for the World's Fair." I would hope that I would have chosen the one that we have today. Speaking of today, take a look on the right side there. You see that? When I first went to Paris back in 2007, I emerged from the metro. And as I walked up the steps, that is the view. I walked up the steps, and that is the absolute first view of the Eiffel Tower that I made with my own eyes. And as I was going up the steps, I paused to snap a picture because I never wanted to forget that moment as long as I live. And every time I look at it, it brings back memories. Now, if I could only figure out which train station that was, I don't remember. But yeah, that was the very first time I saw it. I was like, I got to take a picture. And I believe, I don't know which camera I used. I think the camera that I used, though, was a pretty, well, it wasn't such a good camera. It did not get the best photos. It was not a 35 millimeter. Okay. And that is more of the Eiffel Tower, kind of like we see it today. Now, here's another random thing. Do you guys recognize that couple? Well, back in Woodstock, they met each other. They met at Woodstock. And that was what, 1969? Well, by 2019, People magazine decided to recreate the photo. And so that is the photo that you see on the right side. But yeah, they met at Woodstock, and for 50 years, they have been together. How cool is that? People magazine, Woodstock. And let's see, 50 years. For 50 years, Judy and Jerry Griffin have been telling friends and family the fairy tale story of how they met on the way to Woodstock in 1969 and have been together ever since. Only downside to their meet cute is they never had any physical proof that they were at Woodstock together until 2 months ago. I repeat, they had no physical proof that they met at Woodstock until 2 months ago. Of course, this article is from 2019. Judy met Jerry on August 15th, 1969, day one of the iconic Woodstock Music Festival, when her car broke down on New York's Tappan Zee Bridge, roughly 90 miles from the concert grounds, and she and two other acquaintances she was traveling with decided to hitchhike. I was just thinking, damn, now we can't go. And when we were dying to, recalls Judy, who is now 70. Well, she was 71 years old in 2019. Then Jerry and his friend pulled up. I stuck my head in and I saw that there was a woman in the car. I'd never hitchhiked before, but I figured, well, since there was a woman, it was fairly safe. And I probably should just get in the car. And that moment, Jerry, who was caravanning to the festival with a group of friends in two Volkswagen Beetles, thought his luck had definitely changed for the better. Isn't that a sweet story? How sweet is that? I thought, okay, this is definitely unusual. We just picked up this really cute girl, and I'm going to Woodstock, and I've got a tent, and she doesn't, says Jerry with a laugh. So he has a tent, and she does not have one. I wonder what happened next. I thought, okay, this is definitely unusual. That first ride together in the back seat of Jerry's pal's 1967 Volkswagen Beetle eventually grew into 50 years of love and marriage, including 2 sons and 5 grandchildren. Incredibly, they'd never seen a photo of themselves from the event that started it all until this summer, thanks to a new PBS documentary, Woodstock, The 3 Days That Defined a Generation, which featured a brief bit of footage on a rain-soaked Judy and Jerry huddled together under a blanket. I just love how random the whole thing was. Her car broke down. She did something she never did before. Stepping outside of her safety zone, she decided to hitchhike. And in the back seat of the car, there was another woman. So she felt safe enough to join them. And 50 years later, they were still married. Yeah, they were a hot couple, right? I mean, they're still attractive, but they were hot at Woodstock. And I don't know, looking at Jerry, I don't know why I am seeing. Let me see. Where is that image? I am seeing. What is the angel that fell from the sky? The one who had fallen because he could not be trusted or whatever. I'm not saying that Jerry's a bad person, but that's what that look reminds me of. It reminds me of that famous portrait of I don't know if it's supposed to be like a demon or whatever. But let's see. I was trying to see if I could find that photo. I know what I'm thinking about, but I just wouldn't know how to find it. But it is a fallen angel. Or is it an evil angel? Oh, I found it. I found it. I'm going to show it to you. Okay, now take a good look at his face there on the left. Again, I do not believe that he's a bad person. So let me just say that. I do not believe he's a bad person. Okay. You see there? You see how he has his face covered? I just, I look at Jerry. Oh, man. I mean, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Yeah, once you see it, you can't unsee. I'm sure he's a nice person. But yeah, that's a very sweet story. So if you guys want to read more about them, let me see. Judy and Jerry Griffin. Now, a griffin is one of those winged lions, right? Those lions that have wings and talons like a bird. Isn't that what a griffin is? Oh, I have a better picture of them for today. Let me see. Yeah, she's really pretty. I mean, she's still pretty. All these years on, she's still a very pretty lady. Beautiful. See there? She still got it. And he has turned into a silver fox, hasn't he? Yeah, he has turned into quite the silver fox. Wowee. But I tell you, on that day in 1969, he only had one thing on his mind. Especially since he found the one. But you know what? Look at her. She looks like she had one thing on her mind too. It's like, I like this hitchhiking. Yeah, this hitchhiking is it is quite a rush. If blankets could talk, huh? April Love, I'm sorry you didn't get a notification. Yeah, but they are still a very attractive couple. Two sons and 4 grandchildren. And that's a great story. That really is a great story. Oh, you know what, guys? I think I just found their wedding photo. And all those years have gone by, and it took that long for them to find proof that they were actually at Woodstock. Just by chance, they managed to find proof that they were there. I love this story. I love it. Well, I'm trying to find a wedding photo where you could actually see them clearly. And that, is that them? Oh, I don't know if that's them. Yeah, I'm not sure it's them, so I'm not going to share it. But yeah, so that's Judy and Jerry. God bless them. And one last random, oh no, okay. Here's a random image of some of the beautiful buildings in Chicago. I made like wallpaper out of it, but the image is actually 16 images. Yeah, 16. But yeah, that is some of the Art Deco and neoclassical buildings in Chicago. And this is the last one. Can you guys read that? If you can, please type it in the chat, would you? I don't want to have to say it, but if you can read that, could you guys put it in the chat for everyone else? This is our last thing for right now. Yes, no, are you able to make that out? It almost seems like someone is running a dog kennel, right? It seems like someone is running a dog kennel. No volunteers, huh? Well, that's okay. Well, it sounds like it says, I know you in the house with a Bitcoin. Yes, somebody is in the house with a Bitcoin. That's interesting. Why would you write that on someone's car? Maybe they want their privacy while they're looking at their Bitcoin. Or maybe that person, yeah, anyway. So I didn't know Bitcoins were so emotional, but so be it. All right, you guys, thank you very much. Thanks for coming back. I had fun. I thought it would be nice to kind of go over a couple of things. I will see you all later today or tomorrow, whichever comes first. Love you guys. And thank you, moderators, for always keeping this such a safe space. Okay. Oh, I'm glad I could help. I'm glad I could help. Now, if you guys don't mind, I have to get back to my Bitcoin. I know you in the house with the Bitcoin. Yes, and I was just in the process of doing a wire transfer before you interrupted me. Okay, I'm being silly. Okay, cheers.